All right, so Necrit made a video that I am very interested in watching because of the title. Nobody wants to play League. I kind of agree, but I'm curious what he has to say about that. Does he say why?
Have a problem. I am constantly trying to make bite-sized videos, and so I'm trying to find the...
Okay, by the way, subscribe to his channel. Wait, I'm not subscribed. Oh my god. Okay, my bad. My bad, Necrit. I am now subscribed. That is my bad. Like the video. It's going to be in the description below. Don't forget to like, sub, and comment below if you have anything to say. Thank you so much.
simple topics to talk about. But even when I'm just talking about a single tweet, this happens. I am the monster we created. But speaking of fun topics to tackle, we got another one. So, at this point, after an ending that might have been a miss to some, especially due to the story shifting to something more arcane, Arcane is still regarded as a stellar series to behold. On average, the reviews are simply really high. And that's both for
4.9 is incredible.
And the mass audiences. So, if you take a step back and have a look at what happened, Riot simply managed to get people really excited for a universe that is based around their core game. I mean, even by Netflix's own statistics. For a while, Arcane became the most popular series around the globe. And yet, Arcane didn't get as much of a perfect landing as some might think. Initially, the first thing that was pointed out was Arcane's budget. This piece of news circled the internet as Arcane was still going, and it was immediately taken out of context. In case you don't know, Riot spent about $250 million to push out Arcane, which turned into a really funny drama for a really funny reason.
Why?
No one had any idea what they are talking about, as it tends to be on the internet.
Wow.
You see, on one side, you had a lot of people who thought, that's a lot of money. How
I mean, it is, but...
is it possible that Riot wasted so much money on simple animation? Why?
Wasted is crazy, though. Wasted is crazy. They made one of the best animated TV shows of all time. How is that a waste?
While at the same time getting an ending that is not satisfactory. But on the other side, you also get a lot of people from the
Are people really mad about the ending? I don't know. I wasn't upset by it. What the hell? It's tough. I like both seasons a lot. I don't even know which one I would rate higher. I think they're both incredible.
industry, who said that this is quite cheap for 18 episodes of 40 minutes. If this was Pixar making this, the budget would be way higher. So people from the industry thought that Riot was simply underpaying people. Yep, it was a slavery work all along. And yet, no one realized that most of Arcane is actually 2D. You would be surprised how little of 3D models Arcane is actually using.
Really?
I would say about 80% of the entire series are just 2D paintings. Obviously, that's why everything could be cheaper. But
yeah, seriously.
What this proved is that no one knows anything. This could be just a random number to us because we don't have the context.
Where did they even get this number? Like, where did Bloomberg get this number from anyways?
Point is that after Arcane finally came out, it probably didn't make the money back, but that could be because of a totally separate reason. The money that was shown includes everything that happened around Arcane. Including
so is that season
the very
1 and 2?
Where Riot was even trying to figure out how to start this project together with Fortiche.
Okay, so this is season 1 and 2 for $250 million. That's 16 episodes. That is like 18 hours of television, maybe? Like between 16 and 18 hours of on-screen time? $250 million? Is that really that crazy? Like, they spend $200 million on movies that flop and don't even make a quarter of that back. I don't really get this.
So obviously, this entire setup is more expensive. After you get the studio rolling and you have proper workflow, things are suddenly cheaper. So yes,
yeah, for sure.
I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of that money were simply experiments. But also, all of this also has another side to it. Maybe Riot didn't make Arcane with the idea of direct profit.
I mean, that's if that was the idea for Arcane, that's fucking smart. And it worked.
Maybe this was a long-term investment in the universe.
Uh-huh.
So that their other
That makes
future
sense.
projects, including games related to Arcane,
Yup.
could be bigger over time.
Yes.
And this is what Trindamir directly referenced in a comment. People who look at the world through short-term, transactional, cynical lens really struggle to understand Riot. This has been true with various people trying to claim that high-quality free games won't work, that esports will never work, that our music was insane, and now that Arcane wasn't awesome and worth it. These people think we make things like Arcane to sell skins, when in reality we sell skins to make things like Arcane. Riot is a mission-driven company where writers are constantly striving to make it better to be a player. That is why we have successfully done that over and over again, across multiple games and now multiple businesses, mediums, games, sports, music, and animation. Do we get everything right?
Nope.
But we are not focused on the short-term extraction of profits. We are focused on delivering exceptional value to our audience over the long term, again and again and again. To be clear, Arcane crushed for players, and so it crushed for us. This comment got
the thing is, like, Arcane brought so many people back to League. Like, I feel like so many people went back to playing League after they watched Arcane. I did. And I saw a bunch of videos that said the same thing. So, like, I think even if it wasn't their intended goal, it still worked. It still worked, like, really well.
Quite big. And it's because it directly confirmed that Arcane was not made for profit. As we mentioned before, it is something that is building the brand. Now yes, eventually that...
So it's basically a giant ad, but it's like probably the best, most well-done ad in history, really, if you think about it.
Also turns into profit, but that is all in the long term, as Trindamir mentioned. Arcane was simply made to make something cool that also enhances the universe for all the other games involved in it. Which, yes, you guessed it, also includes the MMO. More about that one in just a moment.
Yes, I am very interested in this MMO, by the way. Riot has done some great work with their games, and so I am instantly interested in a Riot MMO, 100%.
But also, this directly confirmed that skins are not tied to products to be sold. Instead, it is the other way around. Skins are sold so that Riot can make other cool products, even if those products are made at a loss. Or at least, again, a figurative loss. Because eventually all kinds of brand building should be turned into profit. But those numbers are just really hard to track. But that also unironically gives us some context as to why Riot is pushing for all of those gacha systems. Everyone knows that gacha systems in games bring back a lot of money.
They do. But I don't think they're ethical. That's the thing. And I don't think Riot should really push for this at all. I mean, they're gonna follow the money, but I don't think they should do this at all. Like, I think it's a bad idea, but hey, if they want to do it, they can do it. And again, it's not like you're forced to buy any of it. Like, if you don't want to interact with the gacha mechanic, then you never do. But yeah, it is pretty scummy, and I don't like that.
And I mean, it is so much money compared to normal buying of skins that everything else looks like a...
I mean, look at that, right? Honkai Star Rail, 91 million. Jesus. 92. Wuthering Waves, 25, 45. Like, Jesus, man. These numbers are crazy. These are all like gacha games for those who don't know. That you basically like pull on characters. You basically like spend real money to buy chances to get characters. And they all have like different systems that will guarantee you the character after a certain amount of time, but you still have to spend like crazy amounts of money to get a character sometimes. That's if you're buying the character. If you can earn the characters free to play, but it's not guaranteed, for one, and for two, you're paying with your time essentially instead of paying with money. So it's pick your poison.
Worth. Now, is this reasoning redeeming the fact that Riot is using gacha systems? Well,
No.
I don't think there is a single positive argument you can go for when it comes.
Yeah, it's gacha is anti-consumer. It just is. It makes a ton of money for companies that use it, and it's anti-consumer. So yeah, it's not great. I wish Riot didn't do this, but I mean, it's not like incredibly surprising to me. If you look at how they do the skins in Valorant, right? They only give you a chance to purchase like 4 skins from like a shop thing that rotates every 24 hours. So it builds up the FOMO mechanic. Like they've been doing like shady, weird shit for a long time with their skins, and I don't like that. That is my biggest criticism of Riot, really, of Valorant, is Radianite and how they only allow you to buy like 4 skins a day, and it might not even be the one that you want. It won't be the one that you want, like 9 times out of 10.
To gambling. So here at the
It's basically a mechanic to make sure that you log in every day to check the store, and it brings no benefit to the consumer to not be able to buy a skin outright from the store. It's really stupid.
very least, we get a glimpse at where the money is going from all of this. With that said, after Tryndamere confirmed that Riot just wants to make cool things, and that's why they are fine with pushing out things that are not profitable, some people pointed out some other things that were cut because they were not profitable. And no, we are not talking about Legends of Runeterra. In fact, that game technically proves their point, because Riot is keeping it alive at a reasonable cost. If this was any other company, that game would be done. No, instead, a lot of people brought up Riot Forge. Did they make really cool games with it? Absolutely. Did they have a profitable reach? Not really. But Riot still sees Riot Forge as a success because it was a really cool experiment. This is something that was confirmed in the past. But here's the thing, most people overlook the fact that after Riot cut off the Forge brand, which essentially means that Riot will be no longer partnering with indie studios to make cool, smaller games. Well, at the same time,
they were working.
Riot...
Okay, so they were like working with indie devs to make these like storyline games, right? So they were making kind of like, I don't know, like character study games, pretty much, as far as I can tell. I can pull up the website here. So this is what they were doing with that. I mean, we won't really watch like the trailer, but this is what they were doing with that. And I guess it wasn't profitable, but I honestly didn't hear anything about it. So it feels more like a fault of the marketing and not necessarily the product being bad.
Also,
because I've played League for a really long time, and I've also played a ton of Val, so it's weird that I didn't even know this existed.
Expanded their R&D teams. This is why if you go to their job listings, there is just R&D everywhere. And that's because they confirmed that they are working on multiple games, which should also include some single-player story-driven games.
Yes, please. Please. Oh my god. Yes. I would love to play like single-player League of Legends based, or even Valorant based single-player games. That would be sick, right? Based on like the characters. Oh my god, I would love that. Hell yeah. Man, if they made a single-player game for Jhin, oh my god, take my money, please. Oh my god, I love that character so much. He's so great.
That's right. Riot is doing what Riot Forge did, except now they are doing it under the main Riot brand. So taking this comment into account, it seems like Riot just moved Forge into the main company, so that their single-player games could potentially have higher budget.
Why did they have it separate though? I don't know why they would have it separate in the first place. I don't know. If somebody knows, like, you can leave it in the comments, but I don't know why you would separate it.
But also... Yeah,
I can't... I don't know business that much, so... maybe there's like a business reason why you would do that, but I don't know.
Bigger reach. So maybe the entire time it wasn't a question of how profitable it can be. Maybe instead it was all about how can we make sure more players get to play these games. Which yes, in the end that also technically makes them more profitable. As to whether that ends up working, well, we'll have to wait and see. But the reason why I am bringing this up at all is because all of this is also tied to another thing that came out.
Okay.
Because later we got a Bloomberg article where they talked about how massive of a budget Arcane got, but also they added in a new...
How is it a financial miss, though? I feel like it was definitely one of the biggest shows of the year, no? Like, am I crazy for thinking that? That it was like one of the biggest shows of the year? Maybe I'm crazy, but I thought it was a show that, like, a lot of people watched.
piece of information, which technically speaking wasn't properly sourced. Yep, it could be made up for all we know. But apparently, after Season 1 of Arcane dropped, while new players signed up for free League of Legends accounts, not very many stuck around.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. But the thing is, too, is in the last few weeks, there's been or in the last, like, month or two, so in the last month, we've had Marvel Rivals, we've had PoE 2, and those are really big titles, right? Like PoE 2 is still number 2 or 3 on the Steam top sellers chart, and then I said PoE 2, right? And Marvel Rivals is right up there with it, right? And it's had like 20 million player signups in the last, like, it could be more now, right? But it's like 2 games have massively blown up. And PoE 2 is only in early access also. So it's going to be even bigger. But I mean, it's not entirely surprising that they didn't, like, keep their players, but I don't think it's entirely the fault of League of Legends. And also that doesn't say anything about how many people signed up for free, purchased skins, and then left the game and may come back with the next, I don't know, season or content update or new character update. Like, who knows, right?
According to 2 people with knowledge of signups. Now, this piece of news...
What is this wording? So basically, a guy I know said that. And he said he works at Riot.
Immediately circled the internet because... it is quite hilarious. Arcane got many people excited for this universe, which was mainly League.
Uh-huh.
But League has nothing to do with Arcane gameplay-wise.
True.
We're talking about the jump from really cool storytelling and story-driven characters to getting flamed and farming minions so that you can hit a base. Now,
True. Actually true.
of course,
And also the characters don't even really have, like, lines from the show. I'm pretty sure they don't, as far as I know.
all the new articles immediately took this out of context and they said that, hey, after Arcane 2 came out, things are bad. But the truth is, we still have no idea what happened after the finale dropped. What was written here still only relates to Season 1. That's when people jumped in and realized, hey, I don't like League. But the assumption is that after Season 2 dropped, the exact same thing happened. Because not much changed yet. So for the second season, they say, Riot plans to redouble efforts to funnel Arcane fans into League of Legends, where they could purchase themed digital items. The game is free but earns billions of dollars yearly through the sales of in-game cosmetics and characters, according to current and former employees. Again, no citation, to which I would like to add
Yeah, that's so weird, bro.
that it was actually directly confirmed that selling characters does nothing. I think it was August who confirmed this on stream, where in the past people were buying champions. These days, nope. Apparently new champions don't add anything to the game when it comes to earning more money.
Well, they have the, like, blue essence system, so it's like you don't really need to. You can just earn it free. So I don't know, why would you pay, I guess? And also, if you play the game enough, then you're just gonna have tons of it.
So that is technically wrong.
Like, I haven't paid for a character in, I don't think ever. I don't think I've ever paid for a League of Legends character.
The article. But still, yes, knowing that a lot of people get into the game, but then they don't stick around, it would make sense for Riot to push for more cosmetics. so they can at least make a quick buck off of this in
Yeah.
League.
I mean,
That's
for sure.
not really the main point here. The main point is, people are actively getting excited for the universe of Arcane. They want to get involved in it. But there is nothing to play, because League of Legends is not a great experience for the mass audiences.
No. I mean, if you're into storytelling, League has no storytelling.
Which brings up one more thing.
MMO.
Do you understand why there is such a big hype around Riot's MMO now? And on the
Yes,
side, do
I
you
do.
understand why so many people are waiting for a more casual experience to drop into League of Legends? Like, yes, I understand that the pros and the ranked climbers care about balancing and nothing else. But sitting right outside of League, you have a really big audience that has nothing to do. Remember how Overwatch 2
Yes.
wanted to add in PvE? Yeah, that's kind of what people are waiting for. But looking at how that's turned out, maybe that's what scared Riot. But yes, the players simply don't have a...
Yeah, but I don't know, bro. Riot has the cash to do it right, for sure. And I'm sure they have the devs to also do it right. Like, if you get the writers of Arcane on this game and like team them up with, you know, seasoned veterans of video game writing, and you combine their efforts into making proper storylines and compelling, like a compelling game, like Riot just has the cash to fund that and to make it successful. 100%.
way to experience what they saw in a game. Sure, they could play a Forge game, but that's kinda it. Which again
Yeah.
solidifies what...
And also, I didn't even know Forge games existed. So if I didn't know, I think fucking nobody knows, right? Because I'm pretty tapped in.
why Riot started focusing on single-player games in-house within Riot. I mean, look at what happened when other universes got their own series. Cyberpunk got single-handedly resurrected.
Dude, this is one of the best fucking anime series I've ever seen in my entire life. I put it up there with Arcane. I don't know which one I like more. I'm not gonna lie. This is an incredible show. Cyberpunk Edgerunners, if you haven't seen it, go watch it, like now. It's like 3 or 4 hours, and I'm telling you, once you watch the first episode, you will not want to stop. So plan out like 4 or 5 hours of your time and watch the entire thing. It's great. It's incredible.
By Edgerunners. Fallout actually saw resurgence too. Borderlands
Tell me there was no resurgence. Just please tell me.
is something everyone is trying to forget, and
Okay. I was worried. I was really worried.
Arcane got into the same situation, except now we have a bunch of people standing outside having nowhere to go. So who knows? Maybe this is a wake-up call for Riot. Maybe they realized this is the time for something new. And
I hope
perhaps
so.
it is time to do it quickly.
Yeah, I would love to see Riot put their hands in the single player genre. I'm very interested with what they could do with that. Because I think they could be great. Like, they definitely have the team for it. They have the writers, clearly. Like, I would put the Arcane writers on this. Obviously, I would team them up with people who know how to write video games so that they can better help them traverse the writing for video games, because it's obviously going to be different than writing for like a TV show, a book, or movie even. So yeah, but they have the budget and they have the staff for it. So I don't know what they're waiting for, but they should do it.
Sure, you can turn into a media company and you can start exploring this universe through media exclusively. But with all the gamers waiting for you, having nowhere to go, you are missing out on a massive opportunity. But
Yes.
what's worse, think of all the memes that are gonna come out of this. Sure, you can argue that gacha skins can fund these cool series, and with the ironed out development, sure, the series can become profitable on their own. But if the MMO stays silent for too long, we're gonna have another Star Citizen situation on.
I don't think so. Riot has the cash to market properly, and they can build hype. I disagree here, but that's fine.
Our hands.
I think he's just making a joke too. I don't think he's serious. Anyways, thank you so much, YouTube. Yeah, I love this guy's videos. I watched like a bunch of the lore videos after Arcane came out. I also watched like he made breakdowns of like what you might have missed. Where are they? Arcane season 2 act 1 review, hidden detail. Like he did all these videos. These videos are great. So anyways, check him out. Awesome creator. Love his content. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe and yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Peace out, YouTube.